Good evening, everyone. We are going to get started. I apologize, we're about a minute late. So at 7:01, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. And Jack, will you guide us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jack. Next, we're going to have some amendments to the agenda. We have a number of amendments, so I'm going to kind of list them out, and then if folks could approve them in a blanket fashion, I think that'd probably be easiest. Amendment N2, resolution for DEEP. Amendment N3, resolution for CDCC grant. So those would be new item N2, N3. Under item O2, the special meeting minutes need to have the word amended added to the end of it, so it would be special meeting minutes amended. July 27th, special meeting. Appointments, we are adding items B, C, D, and E. B is for Dr. Marie Roberto for the Town Manager's Search Committee, term expiring 8/1/27. C is Stephen Waganowski, 8/1/27 expiration, Town Manager Search Committee, and Darlene Listro, Town Manager Search Committee, 8/1/27, and then Dr. Alex Nesta for the Mattabasset Oversight Board. Cassidy, I don't know when that term ends, so whatever the natural length of that term would be for the length for that. And are there any other amendments from our clerk that need to be added to the agenda? Thank you. With those amendments, can I have a motion to approve the amendments?
So be.
Made by Al. Second by Jamin. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Now can I have approval on the amended agenda?
Motion approved.
Made by Al.
Second.
Second by Jamin. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Okay, next we are going to go into item D1, introduction of the Recreation Director, and the discussion and possible action regarding the approval of a Recreation Coordinator position. This is in the supplemental packet that was handed out, and there is a memo from the Rec Director on this, so if you could go to the podium, make sure the mic is on, and introduce yourself, and then talk through what this proposal is.
If I may start, Mr. Mayor, this started with the previous rec director approaching me. Unfortunately, it was a situation that was not going to be in the budget because of where the funding's coming from. As it will be explained by the President Recreation Director. So I just wanted to say to the council that this has been in the works for quite a while now, and Dan's going to explain the situation.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Dan Gagne, Recreation Director. Just a brief cliff notes for myself. Born in Massachusetts, I'm a graduate of Quinnipiac University. I did my master's degree at University of New Hampshire for recreation management. Working in the state since 2010 for the communities of Litchfield, Cromwell, and Brookfield as a recreation supervisor, both for municipalities, and my first job was at a nonprofit community center in Litchfield. So happy to be here. Looking forward to meeting everyone individually and working for the town. In terms of Tony just said, carrying the bucket over hopefully the goal line for Scott, adding a program coordinator to our department, with the goal of increasing our programs, adding more offerings for the town, specifically more camps, more after school programs, and adult fitness are two things that I'm looking at for the position.
Talks fast.
Yeah, I think I've met my match.
May I?
Yeah, go ahead, Al.
Welcome to the town.
Are you still driving here from New Milford?
Be a little time before I find a relocation.
That's a far drive, I'm sorry. It's beautiful up in New Milford, though.
All right, time to leave. It's very nice.
Couple questions on this. So the proposal is to add a full-time recreation coordinator. Can you just discuss briefly the current makeup of the department Like, what's the staffing of the department currently?
Sure, so currently two other full-time staff, our recreation supervisor and administrative assistant, recreation assistant, and part-time person helping out the program.
And this position, is this transitioning one of those positions into a new role, or is this a completely new role?
It would be a new role, open to the public and open to application.
Okay, so the part-time position will remain, the admin assistant slash admin coordinator position will remain, and then this will be a new one?
This is a new position, the part-time position most likely would not remain after this position.
Okay, so next budget cycle, you're imagining that the number of staff in your department are gonna stay 4. It's just gonna be that part-time position's gonna sunset, and this new full-time position would, so it's really a 0.5 that we're adding. Okay. When would would the full-time position start immediately, and then the part-timer would be like sunsetted, or how do you imagine that transition working?
There'll probably be discussion with the town manager. Honestly, I hadn't had that conversation yet, and don't necessarily have a good answer for you on that.
Okay. Can you talk?
We have to post it in accordance with the CBA.
Okay. And so we post the position. Is the part-time position unionized as well?
No,
Okay, so the part-time position is at will? Is that how it works right now?
that's correct.
Okay, so the intent is to keep the department with 4, but just to have the 4th person have more hours available to them. Okay. Can you explain the funding source too? I see that you mentioned that it's going to be through the recreation revolving account. So just kind of talk through how that operationally will work.
Sure, so it's a self-sustaining fund, so the profit that we generate through the programs through the years would pay for the position. I have not gotten a full breakdown of the funds that's coming in, just being here just about 2 months now. And with the budget cycle coming up, I won't be getting into that, but they have been building that account for a number of years, and we thought we need to pay for there, and then additionally,
Hi, Sharon.
Hi. It's coming out of the Recreation Revolving Fund,
Mhm.
Which was a new fund established in 2016 for this purpose. It's a special revenue fund. We put all the revenue in there and we pay for all the expenditures. It is in your audit report, so you can see the balances.
Okay. Is this where the bike racks came from?
The what?
The bike racks that we installed for recreation came from in the
Yes.
spring? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you know what the balance is right now in it?
I have the audit report from last year.
Sure, that'll be helpful.
Fiscal year 25. It has a fund balance of approximately 500,000.
Oh,
What did you say?
500,000.
What do we sit on this money for?
Okay.
That's my question.
Special revenue fund, it is, a special revenue fund is, you can only use it for a specific purpose. And if, and I can, have Amanda scan
did you
this to
know-
you all.
Really say that?
This
That's what
is
she said.
was approved for this
Mr.
fund,
Recreation Committee liaison,
what
did you
we're
know
gonna
that
be
the
spending our
Recreation
money
Committee had
on and what we
500,000?
can do with it, but it is, we can only use the money for specific permits.
Sports field's
Primarily
on that list?
No, it's,
Recreation,
For real?
we used it for items in the park such as the nets behind the football goalposts. That was about $20,000. I
Okay,
agree with you, you know.
yeah.
So,
I'd love a
gonna
list
s-
of what we can spend
yeah,
this money
I would
on.
like to
Oh,
know
yeah.
what this fund can be utilized for.
Recreation items only.
yeah, this was what was approved by town council in 2016.
So what does that mean fields? Does that mean, no, does that mean
Fields
like,
are recreational.
like trails, bike paths, like,
Yeah.
but bike racks, yes.
Read what was approved by the council.
Quite long. It's a special revenue fund for the purpose of providing recreational programs through the town's recreation department. It's fees, charges, donations, and other receipts related to operations, activities, and programs by the recreation department. Shall remain in fund, so all funds remain in the fund, and it's to be used for the
And it's a replenishing fund based off of the fees that people pay to participate?
Yes.
The instructors for adult programs comes out of that account.
And then it's replenished by the,
Programs supported
okay.
by the recreation department.
Do we know what the average revenue a year is on that?
That's
I
great.
do not have that off the top of my head.
Okay.
Question on it too, is the farmer's market piece part of that as well?
No, the farmer's
I'd like to see a
market is
P and L
separate
on
fund.
that, the
Okay.
profit and loss.
But
on
the
that.
music, piece, the concert piece, that is?
Farmer's market?
No, the
Concert
concerts.
series,
Today, tonight's concert.
Yeah, I know this one today.
Yes, so
Yeah.
those concerts come out of the general fund recreation
And,
budget.
and that might be, money comes in, money goes out there, a little bit, I think. We make some money on that, don't we? Oh, you're maybe too
Concert-
new to know.
So
Concert
unfortunately, I
series?
came in, everything was
Yeah.
planned,
No.
everything gone through, so
we don't charge.
We don't charge for concerts.
No, I didn't mean specifically for that, but
for this
that's
sponsor.
okay. Vendors and things.
There you go.
I told you it wasn't.
Know about this place. Hello, hello. Oh, there they are.
Technology upgrade.
They hear you over, yeah.
Well done.
Oh, for the folks, for the record and for the folks
Thanks,
listening at
Ed.
home, it looks like the microphone wasn't operating properly. We've been having a discussion about the recreation special revolving account, or the recreation revolving account. No, the word special doesn't appear there. Sorry, I added that. And how it operates, how it generates revenue, and what its purpose is, to better understand the proposal to have a part-time to a full-time. So are the staff members in the recreation department paid out of this fund, like the full-time staff, or no? Those are out of the budget?
That's the
Dan,
proposal for this position.
So this position,
this position would be paid out of this fund,
not from the regular budget?
not from
Correct.
the recreation.
On a
budget.
yearly basis?
Yes.
Or just this year, what, for the hiring, in
You-
mid-budget?
The plan is a yearly basis.
And if this fund depletes, then this position would be tied to this fund?
Yes.
Correct.
Health insurance, though, out of our general?
No, I charge them for
No,
benefits
oh.
also.
Okay.
So all the Medicare and FICA that I pay for the recreation camp counselors, the recreation fund has to pay for.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, that helps.
So, if I can, this is one department that hasn't increased in a number of years and definitely could use, with the number of programs and activities that have been taken on by this department, can definitely use the added assistance. And that's one of the reasons why I would support this and urge the council to also support it. And as the mayor said, this is tied to the revolving account. And if unfortunately the revolving account got below where it could sustain the position, then the position would no longer be possible.
Do we have a salary range on this?
It was in your packet? Or was it-
Yeah, it's
I
on
didn't-
M5.
And what is N5?
Do you wanna know the numbers? That
Yeah.
So they would start at step one and it's 51,613.
And then, right now, the part-timer salary?
Is that 20, 75 an hour, 20, 50 an hour?
How many hours a week? 25? Okay. So I'm just looking to see what the actual delta cost increase would be, because we're essentially eliminating one position for another position. So that's $635 a week, 52 weeks a year. Okay, so that's $35,750, delta 51,613.
Where's the proposal on?
So you're looking at a draw of a little over 16.
Yeah, a little draw over 16, got it.
On where the
Difference.
position will
Yeah,
be
15,863.
steps.
Where's this money coming? Is
The revolving account, they said.
that on our yearly budget?
No.
Where
It's not.
is it, this position?
I mean, I think it's a no-brainer if it's not costing the taxpayers any money, and it's increasing the value of our program.
Oh, I agree, I just am
Yeah,
a
as
little
long as we're
concerned that
sure.
we're just finding out about, not just finding out, but there's a fund that has this balance in it that would be, okay.
Is it possible for us to get a list of all of the funds that are out there? I mean, are there, I mean, I'm sure there are other funds that are set up like this that are, I
Yeah,
I'd like to look at it.
I know they're all in the audit, but for the next meeting, could you just give us a list of the revolving funds or the special funds that have balances
You
in them?
want the special revenue funds?
Yeah. I know they're in the audit, but just to help outline it for us. Okay, I agree with you, Brian. I think that for 15,863 to be able to have additional programming and it comes out, as long as it's understood that this is coming out of the revolving fund and is self-funded, and is not gonna become a budgetary position in the future, I'm comfortable with it, but, do we need to have a special, like, a motion that says that it shall be paid from those, like, do we need to specify that in the motion for the creation of the position?
I would recommend it so that it's clear.
And then one last question, sorry, Dan. I see that this is gonna be helping for evening, to help offset comp time for evening events and weekend events. Is this person gonna be on like a 3 to 8 schedule? Like, are they gonna have a different schedule than
It
normal?
would be program dependent, so yeah, yes, 9 to 5 when there's nothing going on in the evenings, but for instance, like farmers markets on Friday afternoons, it would probably be more of like 11:30 to 7:30, or.
Got it.
12 to 7:30 schedule, depends
it.
on what's going on.
Got it.
So
Makes sense.
if I
Same
could
for
speak
weekends.
to, just a little bit, during the summer season with camp, farmers market, concert series, the rec director ends up putting in, a lot of comp time along with the assistant. So this, as he says, will reduce that, thereby the rec director will be around a little bit more than,
Yep.
when he ends up using the, comp time.
Yeah, and comp time, just for everyone, maybe, well, it's time in lieu of overtime, they get compensatory time that they can take other time. Days off.
It's in our CBA
Yep.
that.
Just so people know what.
From
what it is.
35 to 40 hours is comp time.
Yep.
And then, if after that, then it's, usually at the discretion of the employee.
Yep, okay. So, any other questions from folks? Go ahead, Jim.
I mean, I guess, if this is moving to a full-time position, does it also include some kind of benefits? Are we,
It'll have benefits taken out of the revolving.
okay.
That was my question about the health insurance, so it's all out of the do we need to make that part of the motion? No,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, so if folks are amenable to it, then I'll accept a motion to create a full-time recreation coordinator position, paid for salary and benefits from the recreation revolving account contingent on the solvency of said account.
I'll make a motion.
Is that good? Yeah. Made by Brian.
Second.
Give it to Paula. Second from Paula. Do I need to amend it to say the salary level, Sharon? N5? Will you both accept a friendly amendment for salary level N5? Yep. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Motion made, amended, friendly. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Thank you, Dan,
Thank you.
and welcome to Cromwell.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Next, we're going to move on to item E1, discussion and possible action regarding the purchase of 5 Community Field Road. For this meeting, I'd like to invite into the meeting our town manager, our finance director, our public works director, our town engineer. Anybody else?
No, sir.
Okay. I'd like to invite those folks into the meeting then. Okay. And do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Made by Jamin, second by Jack. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. 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 Opposed? Okay, we're going to go into executive session at 7:20. We'll be back.
James, we don't bring anything, paper, pen.
Just ourselves and our brains.
Just us,
Just us.
just us.
Just us.
Oh, geez, that was my next thing.
Or your arm, that would be your third thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know what they call it.
Well, I got some battle damage on that arm, so all my notes is on there.
There
What's he doing?
He works at that farm stand that's on South Main Street in Glastonbury going into Portland.
Oh, nice.
It's on the left, I don't know what it's called. It's the one that has the goat milk sign out, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Glastonbury, right? Like if you're going into Glastonbury on the right.
Yes.
Yeah. You go down like a hill. It's,
Yeah.
it says a list of what they have, like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna make me crazy. What is the name of that?
It's
loosened up a little bit of the legislation because they ended up with like 4,000 properties in Connecticut that are just sitting because of this legislation. But I don't think they loosened it enough that something like that can be sold without any sort of phase 1 or phase 2 environmental. Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure we were right.
Yeah.
I don't know where Tony's getting.
And the onus is on the seller.
Yep, that's our leverage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting discussion.
Yeah, what did we accomplish? Well, we did accomplish.
Well,
Yeah.
all in all, we probably could have just talked to each other for about 5 minutes and said for now.
Just help James up his game and talking fast.
Oh, he does? Like, he has, you're gonna tell me.
Look at all the people that stuck around. Gluttons for punishment. I'm just kidding. Happy to see you all.
How long were we in?
Okay, so the time is 7:54. So I'm going to take us out of executive session at 7:54. There was no consensus in executive session regarding a number of concerns with 5 Community Field Road. So in lieu of a motion, we'd like just to have the town manager go back to the seller and ask some follow-up clarification questions, and we can continue this item to another agenda based off of those clarifications from the town manager. Okay, thank you for that, and thank you for to this town staff for all their work in getting that pulled together fairly quickly. Next is commission chairman reports and staff reports. I have been asked to allow Mr. Zabrowski to give his liaison report here, and I will very happily recognize him because he is going to my favorite place on earth in 24 hours. So, second favorite after the Paris of Connecticut.
Was on.
Takes a second for it to like talk in some ways. There you go.
New system is on order.
Hey, all right.
What year?
No, it's on order.
For clarification, it's actually less than 24 hours. My flight's at 6 a.m. So Matthew Zabrowski, Board of Education. It's good to see you all again. I regrettably am not here to inform you that we have a $500,000 revolving fund that we can draw from. I kind of wish we did. But I just want to give you a quick update. We had our regular meeting last night. Our new superintendent, Mike Lucas, has begun taking the role and started here in Cromwell. He started on July 27th. He's been here a couple weeks. He actually just put out a message yesterday through Parent Square inviting people to contact Lisa Hicks to set up half-hour appointments to meet one-on-one with him. He wants to do a little meet and greet with members of the community. Anyone who wants to meet him, I encourage each of you to do that. So if you have the opportunity, reach out to Lisa Hicks and get your name on the list, which apparently is growing quite rapidly. So I don't know if any of you have had a chance to meet him yet, but you know, in your roles, you certainly will at some point. As far as other things that are going on, we did hire a new director of finance. His name is Dominic Barone. We do not have a start date, at least not as of yesterday, because he's still employed in another district, Wallingford, and there's terms to his contract and his requirements to stay with them for a certain amount of time. So we don't have a hard start date yet, but that'll be upcoming. He's got a wealth of experience. I think it was 10 years in Wallingford, several years in Seymour before that. He's also done some town finance as well, so he's familiar with Board of Ed financing and then also dealing with municipalities and their financing. So guy's got a pretty good background. He's also pretty well versed in technology and different programs that are used in the finance world, which I'm not familiar with any of them, so I can't name a single one for you. Last night at our meeting, we had a great representation from a number of teachers in town, most of whom, if not all of whom, were from Edna C. Stevens, looking for or speaking in support of adding a teacher at ECS. There was a situation where we had a teacher in there on a one-year contract, and then when that contract was not continued, teachers had some concerns that classroom numbers may be going up. The numbers right now were 15 and a half classroom size for kindergarten, I think it was 16 and a half for first, and then higher than that, 17 or 18 for second, which are, you know, in comparison to other districts in our DIRG, pretty reasonable. But they were there advocating for smaller class sizes to better support the students. We absolutely appreciate that advocacy. It actually means a lot that the teachers in this town are speaking up on behalf of their support for students and smaller classes. I don't know where it's going to go yet. There are some budgetary questions about what that would lead to. So there was no action taken on it. It was just there coming in to advocate. Did you have a comment?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I had questions, but I'm gonna wait till the end.
I will gladly answer your questions as honestly as I can.
Thank you for your fidelity.
The custodial staff has been working really hard all summer, getting the schools clean and tip-top shape, ready to be occupied by the students, which will happen on August 26th. The custodial staff, the report said that they are not only on schedule, but in some cases actually got a little bit ahead of schedule and were able to take on some additional things like repainting some of the walls at the high school. Where I guess they're looking forward to potentially doing a wall of fame out in the hallway because they're running out of banner space for all of our athletic accomplishments in the gymnasium. So that's don't hold me to it. That was just what I was told by one person as is under consideration for that. But it's great to see that our custodial staff are doing what they do for our schools, and we absolutely appreciate it. With that, I'll take any questions, and Mr. Mayor, I think you're first because you said so.
I do have a couple questions. Thank you, Matt, for all your work, and thank the board for all their work as they start another, hopefully, very successful school year. Question number one, is there any event planned for the track for now that it's been resurfaced and it's completed to celebrate?
Like an opening ceremony kind of thing? Nothing that I'm aware of, but we can certainly explore it. I'll add it to my notes.
Could you? Because I think that was a big investment that everybody made, and I'd like to see it recognized and the staff that worked on it recognized.
I'm actually going to put opening ceremony for the track.
Perfect. I love it.
It's a mayoral race.
Oh, no one would want to see me run. You've heard of the tortoise and the hare. Well, I'm neither the tortoise nor the hare.
You know what? I've attempted it. I made it halfway around the track, and I needed a medic.
I need to be wheeled out. Okay. So my second question is, I lost it. Hold on, I wrote it down. I was scribbling it, but then I got lost in the idea of me running.
That's fantastic. My joke succeeded then.
Me running doesn't really happen. Any update on the Board of Ed's position on the fund balance surplus policy and what they want to do with it? I know the Finance Subcommittee was going to talk about it, and
yeah, I mean, at our previous meeting, we had adjusted some wording to send back to the Facilities and Assets Committee. They have a meeting coming up this Monday, so I'm assuming that'll be discussed there.
Cool.
But we did make recommendations as a board. There was a motion made by a really wonderful board member, one of my favorites, probably one of yours as well, on some specific wording.
I'm putting together the pieces. Thank you.
He wears Mickey ears tomorrow.
Really?
He does.
Huh. Interesting. Those were my questions. Thank you for all your work, Matt.
Excellent. You guys going to need me for anything else, or can I go pack? All right. Guys, have a great
The
time.
next commission that I'd like to recognize is the Conservation Commission. So, Mr. DeProto, Mr. Chair, and I think Pat is here as well. Do you guys want to go on up to the podium and chat about some of the exciting updates that you guys have had from the commission? Because I am jazzed. I'm going to use the word jazzed. I'm very jazzed. I'm trying to think of some pollinator jokes, but I'm jazzed. That's the best I can do.
All right, it's interesting seeing things from this perspective. Thanks for having us here. As the chair of the Conservation Commission, we've had a lot of exciting things going on this year. With the new town planner, I think a lot of things have been really executed very well. One of the highlights, I think, has been the idea of doing a pollinator pathway, which was actually something suggested by a member of the public years ago, and it took quite a while to get the gears finally grinding into place. And what I'd like to do tonight is recognize that one of the people who really fought for that really hard and long and hard and put a lot of effort into finding the right people and getting the right advice. And I think she should be recognized by town council for her efforts. And I'd like to present to you Dr. Pat. And please take the mic.
I appreciate the recognition, but certainly it has been a group effort. So it was quite a while ago that I saw a pollinator pathway sign and thought that would be good. And then we've been discussing sustainable CT, and so the pollinator pathway fit well into that. And we've had, you know, the other people in the Conservation Commission that got involved. A lot of the town staff have been very helpful in getting it done. Volunteers from the community garden have helped with the watering. We'll be looking for additional volunteers to help with watering and upkeep and maintenance. We have plants that were donated by Gardens Dream in Cromwell, so I want to recognize them. And then we have some additional plants that we'll be purchasing soon to get some more into that. And a couple of upcoming goals that we'd like to do is to have some educational programming for the community, and also maybe connect that with some of the other educational programming and community events that we have, and get that well promoted and advertised so people are aware of it. And then the other thing is I would like to do is I'm an educator, a long-time educator, so I'd like to get connected with either schools or youth groups and maybe get some of those groups involved so that we can have some long-term connection that would be both educational as well as benefit to the community. So thank you for that.
And where is it located?
It is at the, thank you. It's at the just above the community gardens on Hoffman Hill, on the above the parking lot right next to the road. And it is, you know, that was, we had some help getting it planned and started and designed, and that's where to find it. So thank you.
I want to thank you on behalf of the town council, and I want to thank you for your leadership and your diligence and your efforts to make this feasible and possible. I think it's an outstanding addition to the town. It's a great asset, and hopefully it'll be an education tool for generations to come. So thank you for planting something that will keep growing, blooming, and becoming more beautiful. We really, really appreciate all of your efforts. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you. And the bees have already been there. We haven't seen butterflies yet, but the bees showed up right away. So it's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and thank you for your presentation. Couple questions. Ann first.
Well, a question. One, congratulations. I've been a fan of this work for many, many years, and I appreciate and applaud your leadership here in the town.
Thank you.
Do you have a contact, or how do we reach you if we know of volunteers that might want to be involved and help you?
Well, Cassidy was very helpful in getting, I did a direct connection for sign up for watering and helping with the garden, but I really didn't want to put that on Facebook with my name on it as a key contact. So Cassidy was very nice to set one up for us.
Thank you.
So that's for watering, but we also will want to get some long-term connection as well. And certainly I'll continue to work through the town planner's office. I think it's also good from the town's perspective to have it channeled through the town, but I'll be happy to stay involved. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Fantastic work. Thank you for making our community more vibrant. I have a printed report from the Community Events Committee. They are getting ready for their September 24th festival that will run the September 24th, September 25th, and September 26th. There is a road race on Saturday, September 26th along River Road. There are fireworks at 9:15 at the evening of the festival. In your packet, you see the site plan with all of the where things are going to be. You also have the upcoming dates. There's going to be a department meeting with all town staff members on August 19th, and you'll also have a financial update from the committee as to all of their expenditures and revenues to date, so you can see kind of what their budget looks like and what they're spending their money on. I was just in a group chat with them about the requesting from the state a proclamation for the report to celebrate the town's 175th. Cassidy, tomorrow, could you reach out to Christy Carpino or Matt Lesser's office and see if either of them have gotten, you can email them both, and just ask if either of them have gotten a proclamation request for the 175th, otherwise we'll submit one. 175th/Riverport. They want a proclamation to be read at the opening ceremony for it. But otherwise, August 19th is our big planning meeting, and then it is a month to the festival, which is really, really exciting that this has come together. And the team has been working really, really hard and to get this done, so I give all of the kudos in the world to them for all of their efforts. Any questions on any of that? Okay. Hearing none, are there any other commission chairman or staff reports? In your packet, you have staff reports from all of the town departments, so you can kind of see what they're all up to. The library today is hosting their big event for the last concert series. Recreation is doing a great job. Youth Services, I saw they put out today that, and in conjunction with the police, that there was another fine for some people that are selling items to underage people. So thank you to the police department and the Youth Services folks for continuing to work on that to keep children safe. But with that, we'll move into mayor's updates. I will get you guys a formal report tomorrow or the next day. I apologize for not having it in the packet, but I just want to give some overview of some of the things we've been working on. Three key things that I just wanted to highlight. So first, the town manager and I met with Matt Bassett maybe 2-3 weeks ago now, and at the meeting we discussed wanting them to have a little bit better follow-up with people who call and express complaints and concerns. They said they take it under advisement, and we also had a discussion with them about the mercury leak that occurred in 2024. You may have seen I was quoted in a Middletown Press article about it, that we weren't aware of it until the enforcement action that I think I distributed at the last council meeting. Subsequent to that, we were contacted by DEP to have a meeting with them. The town manager and I attended that meeting. And it was an interesting meeting. We discussed the mercury issue. They said it was above the state, it was in violation of the state standards, but not to worry, it wasn't in violation of the federal standards. Well, that raised some concerns for the town manager and I, that, if you have state standards and surpassing them, that should be a problem. And they were given a fairly long runway to remediate it, and the town was not alerted until July of 2026 when the problem occurred in 2024. We pointed out to them that the statute says that prior to or at the commencement of the enforcement action, the municipality may be alerted. They chose to not alert us until the enforcement action had occurred. They could also inform us prior to, so that we could give them an input and advice. So when we had our 2024 public hearing with Matt Bassett, mercury leak was something that was being investigated by the state, and we did not know about it. That is concerning to me, that we would have them here for a public hearing and that it wouldn't be raised. Now, looping back to Matt Bassett, one of the things we asked for is for those quarterly reports. We still haven't gotten them. They said that they'll start sending us those quarterly reports after initially trying to direct us to the minutes, to which we said, well, the minutes don't talk about what engineering work is being done, but then they said, well, it's in a separate packet that you actually have to request in order to see. So, long story short, they are going to be coming before us for a public hearing in October to give us updates. They have invested about $950,000 in, almost $1 million in capital improvements to their facilities for odor control and mitigation. But I've asked them to come back to the town council and do another public hearing. So they will be coming back to the town council for a public hearing. As part of that, we do have on our agenda appointment of one of the members of their oversight board. We appoint members to their oversight board. And so I'd like to explore appointing some new people to that oversight board so we can try to get some folks who report back to the town regularly about what's happening over there, and maybe be a voice for the residents about some of these concerns. Additionally to that, myself and Councilwoman Hulick met with Chris Murphy's office. We are in the process of developing, you may recall, Councilwoman Hulick had given us a memo last year about the overflows and discharges in the Connecticut River and what could be done about that. And so we have proposed to Murphy's office to put together a petition to have all of the Connecticut River Valley towns in Massachusetts and Connecticut try to sign on, and their legislators, as well as any potential residents who want to sign on, to urge urge the EAP, or the EPA, sorry, to do three things. One, to provide additional funding for infrastructure improvements. Two, provide stronger and clearer regulations. And three, to provide better coordination between the EPA and state and local governments on overflow and discharge into the Connecticut River. Continually, with all the rain we've been getting recently, we have learned that there are hundreds and hundreds of gallons, that are being poured into the Connecticut River of untreated sewage, and that is a issue for the residents that live along the river. It is an issue for the people who recreate on the river. It is an issue for the animals that live in the river. It's an issue for our ecosystem. It is an issue for the Long Island Sound. It is a wholesale issue, and we just saw a couple weeks ago the aquifer in Essex and all those other towns were infected by E. coli because there was seepage from the aquifer from the river that caused their water to be in a boil advisory. It's not something that we can turn idly away from. Now, Hartford has just announced funding to build a bypass under the river so that if they have an overflow, it can go be pumped into the East Hartford sewage system. But again, moving sewage from one system to another system is not building capacity. It is not increasing ultimate capacity. It's just creating pressure valves to have it go somewhere else. We know that the river is a really great asset, but when I was out on the river this weekend, and before I went out, a gentleman from Deep said, I wouldn't go into the river with exposed legs if I were you. There's raw sewage in the river. We're advising all boaters to, if they're going to go out, wear wetsuits or something that covers their legs, or sanitize their legs after coming out because the water is filled with sewage. That is, the Connecticut River it should be treated with more respect than that.
I don't have a full understanding of the system itself, treating, raw sewage or whatever, but the overflow stems from rain and...
Yeah, so the problem appears to be...
storm drainage doesn't go into sewer lines.
Not everywhere. Some places it does.
New Britain just got this corrected.
So it's something called infiltration. So what that is the groundwater or sewage, like regular water discharge, mixes with the sewer discharge and gets sent to the sewer plants. So the sewer plants don't have a way, sometimes the water discharge systems in these older towns don't have a way of delineating where the sewage goes and where the rainwater goes. And so they end up getting mixed together, causing the plants to overflow. And that's what Hartford has a problem with. That's what Springfield has a problem with. That's what Holyoke has a problem with. And my understanding in Hartford, what they're doing is building a $400 million pipe under the river that if that happens, instead of overflowing, it'll go across the river to facilities that can handle it. But again, you're not fixing the actual infiltration problem, you're just moving the stuff somewhere else.
Band-Aid.
Yeah, and so the hope that I have with Ann is that we can put together a letter that is forceful, that takes a position on this and tries to put it pressure, because this is an environmental justice issue, this is a quality of life issue, this is a public health issue, and for a really long time what people say is, well, it's going to cost millions of dollars to fix, what can we do? We got to be coordinating with our neighbors in Massachusetts and upriver. We got to be coordinating with our neighbors in all the plants. Mattabesset has said that they have a filtration system that it doesn't have infiltration as much as the other plants, so they're able to handle it, but they still do discharges occasionally as well. So it's a problem everywhere because they don't have the capacity, frankly, for the wastewater. So people have heard me go on this rant before, just like my issues with trash and trash disposal in the state. I'm looking at Lou because Lou had a period of time that I was sending him articles every week on trash. These are issues that aren't going away, and we can't just ship it somewhere else or look the other way. And now that the Mattabesset plant in Cromwell is burning 400 tons of sludge every month, these issues are going to be issues that we need to be able to have open and clean conversation about and talk about how to move forward in a sustainable way that won't pollute or hurt our environment and our communities. So that is the other update on that. So those three environmental issues are something that I'm working very diligently on and trying to make progress on. Happy to take any questions, though.
The Mayor, when Mattabesset comes in front of us, I would like to see their latest plans, because 2024, they claim that they'll have everything taken care of in 5 years. They did have an environmental study done, etc., cost them quite a bit of money. But they just use that, as my opinion, as a scapegoat so we get off their back. But we can't get off their back because, like the mercury spill, the environmental issues out with the fish and everything. It's just, they're out of control, and we haven't been being told the truth to begin with, my opinion. And we just can't, unfortunately, some people, we just can't take their word.
Well, let me just say this, that I'm gonna give Mattabassett a little credit. They have done 900,000 plus worth of projects. What I would like to see is better transparency and reporting on what they're doing, to your point, how far along in the overall program it is. And one of the things that I think is frustrating is that, whether it's Deep or Mattabassett or whatever, when a resident complains, they don't get a call back. When I send an email, I get an email back. And I think that the same courtesy they extend to me should apply to any resident. And the town manager and I expressed that pretty strongly, that if a resident is calling and saying they have a problem, they should be calling that person back and saying what their findings are. We do that in town. We follow up with people when they have complaints, hey, even if it's not news they want to hear. And the same thing with Deep, that, people complain to Deep, but they don't call those people back. Suddenly there's a quote from me in the paper, and suddenly they're asking to have a meeting with us. I just think that their accountability starts when people are responsive. That's the first step of it, and being responsive is really important. Al, Paula, and I attended a meeting, and I forgot to mention this, with the Sierra Club involving the Algonquin gas pipeline that's in town. Right now they're doing technical upgrades, but there's a possibility of a pipeline expansion in the future. And so one of the things that I asked the town manager to research, and I know it's very new, so he's still researching it, is they got fined a couple of years ago, if you recall, $300,000 plus for VOC, volatile organic chemical discharges, and those discharges can emit odors and well, not odors, they emit chemicals that can't be seen with the naked eye. And so there are these purple odor purple something monitors that are used to capture when there are these discharges. And we own a lot of property in the adjacent areas. The middle school is half a mile away. We have our town public works garage and dump transfer station. So one of the things I wanted to see if it was possible to set up a couple of our own monitors so that we could monitor when the VOCs are being discharged ourselves, because they're not required to share those numbers with us. So if we have public property and kids nearby, I'd want to make sure that there's not chemical leakage in the air near them, or at least be able to monitor it. So I don't know how much it costs. I don't know what it's going to look like. The town manager and I are going to talk about it. He's going to find out what they cost, and then we can probably have a longer discussion about if it's something we want to install at those locations, who will monitor it, who will be responsible for all those kind of operational things. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up is I've had some conversations with some folks on the Planning and Zoning Commission, and one of the things they'd like us to consider is a one-year moratorium on development of data centers in town while the legislation, different things get settled on it. That would be something that we would have to propose to, and then I think they would take it from there, but it would need to initially come from us. So something to think about. If the council's interested, I can put it on our next agenda, that other towns have done a 1 year or 2 year moratorium on the development of data centers. There's a lot of legislation coming out right now and proposals about regulations on them. We currently have no zoning regulations on data centers, so it could also give the town time to actually develop regulations on it before a developer comes to want to build something. So it would be, if the council's interested, I'm asking permission to put that on the next month's agenda. And that request does come from some folks on planning and zoning for us to have a conversation about it, so that it gives them more runway to develop regulations on it. So I'll accept questions. I'm sorry that was so long.
I'm very supportive of a moratorium on data centers. I'm extremely concerned about the environmental and public health and water usage benefits risks of data centers. So I support a moratorium and moving that discussion forward. With respect to Enbridge, I am very concerned about, I appreciate that you had that meeting, and I'm sorry that I could not attend. I was out of town. I've been aware of this proposal for a number of years to expand the pipeline across Connecticut, coming right through Cromwell. And I'm extremely concerned about the potential for not only methane leaks, but also the chemicals that you described, Mr. Mayor. So I'm very concerned about that in our community and support continuous air monitoring. And I think Enbridge should be responsible to pay for that. And I'm happy to help with any future work on the Mattabesset and the combined sewage overflow issue.
Thank you. Go ahead, Al.
I did attend that meeting, and I did give the young lady some information how things have been happening in other states. Fumes, when they're maintaining, similar to the clean energy plant, how that exploded down there. Maintenance people just drop a wrench, and there's a spark that goes off. Plus, there are approximately 1,200 feet from the Cromwell New Middle School, and just north of the Rocky Hill line is the big CNG tank. Now, if that thing ever blows up, half of Cromwell's gone and half of Rocky Hill's gone.
You can fly 747 into that and it won't blow up.
Well, you could try it, but I'm not.
That's true.
I think you've been watching one, I'm not gonna say it. But, we went through that before a couple of years back, and it seems like big money, they want to get what they want. But safety of our children, safety of our environmental, our selves as far as human beings, we're put at the bottom of the pole. It's all about profit and money for them, which that's where we should be taking a stand and fighting with them, like we did a couple of years ago when we went up and did that rally up there. So it's dangerous. Bolton, a couple of years ago, they had a fire over there, but unfortunately enough, from the pipeline, they were able to get it under control. There was no explosions. Pennsylvania, there were some explosions down there. There's been a lot of explosions from that pipeline in the compressor stations, which it's scary. If you go on AI and ask about pipelines, etc., look what you, just read what it's gonna come up and tell you. It's, even the ladies who were there that night giving a presentation, they couldn't believe what they were reading. It's bad. This is something you just can't sweep under the mat. It's really bad. And I should say, be a NIMBY, not in our backyard.
Well, yes.
It's already there, but making sure that it's safe and it's not causing issues like a $300,000 fine for leaking organic chemicals or volatile organic chemicals, following the law. Other questions for me on any of those things I ranted about earlier?
Can I ask, did they define what any of these VOCs were?
Back, they did. There was a report that the town received back when this violation happened, but I would have to pull what it was. But they got fined that $300,000 by a deep.
And the Algonquin line's just methane, or is it?
Yes.
I think it's just methane. Yeah.
Natural gas.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sway anyone one way or the other, but you do realize that most of the state is powered by natural gas. We have
Yes.
a few nuclear reactors, but most of it's run on natural
Yeah.
gas. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not saying that it shouldn't be a power source that we have. I think the concern is that what expansion would mean, and based off of the prior violations that they had, maybe we need better monitoring just to make sure that if there's a problem, apparently we don't find out until after there's an enforcement action. So if we could do something to find out and flag things ourselves,
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
it's
think
helpful.
that's unreasonable. I was just not trying to, I'm not making a statement one way or the other.
No,
I'm saying
okay.
Most of the state is powered by, that's where we get our energy.
And that's unfortunate because that's a fossil fuel and it's committing our state and our residents to future harms as a result of fossil fuel production. And expansion of a pipeline is going to cost billions of dollars, which will be funded by the taxpayers ultimately. So I think as wind projects come on board in Long Island Sound and across the Northeast, we need to be thinking about how do we move away from gas, which is a fossil fuel product, to cleaner, renewable sources of energy that are not harmful to public health and to our environment. So I think there's a whole host of things that need to be thought about, and I really want to applaud the mayor and for at least thinking about what are the initial things that we can be doing to protect residents, i.e. continuous air monitoring. I think that is the simplest way to go. I'll just leave it at that.
Other questions? Otherwise, we can move on to the town manager's report. Okay, Mr. Town Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll keep it short. You have my report inside your packet, and the only other thing I'll say is I met with the new superintendent yesterday, and we had myself and the director of finance, quite a conversation, and look forward to working with him while I'm still here.
Great, thank you.
I will say this, if I may add, our meeting with Matt Bassett, with regards to getting back to people, they did say, they had a lot of, they had a lot of complaints, so we asked them how many complaints. I think the mayor asked them, how many complaints did you get in a year? And, they had a whopping 20, I think it was. So, do the math, 2 complaints a month, and that's the reason why they can't get back to the complainants.
Yeah, there were too many complaints. It would have taken too much time.
So, I'm not trying to complain about the Matt Bassett, but I did ask them, 2 complaints a month, those that leave their number and make a complaint. The mayor and I felt that at least they deserve a call back after they, did their due diligence and determined what was occurring if one of our citizens did call them, and we could not get a committal on that.
They do not return phone calls to the people.
No, we know that.
They do not.
We asked them to do it.
You
and
get
they-
2 every half hour.
They would not.
Sometimes 4 for me.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem logical based
No,
on the
no.
number of complaints that they wouldn't, those people that asked for a return call could not get one. But at any rate, and then the mayor commented in the paper, and we got invited to a deep meeting, so that was nice.
Yes.
Go ahead. Brian, then, Al, then Brian.
Tony, according to well, it's not accordingly, it is in writing, the DEP rules and regulations for Mattabassett. And the biggest one is no nuisance odors leave their boundary line. Now, I was just in a conversation with Mrs. Bysick the other day, and she drives by there, both directions, and she said, you're right, it smells terrible down there, which, they're violating even that. But the DEP won't do nothing about it. And DEP's the one to set the rules for them not to be able to do that. They had monitors on the north side and the west side, but they were so low, they can't pick up the odors to verify they have a problem. And when you ever call down there, they say everything is fine, no problems at all, which
This is an uphill battle. I got
It
the
is.
impression, DEEP is the agency responsible for, controlling, Mattabassett, and, heck, I'll say it before the mayor, says it. That meeting was just about as good as the Mattabassett meeting.
well said, sir. Thank you.
All conversations are good conversations.
Yes, it's always good to communicate. They promise that they wanna work with us. Just don't know.
turned your back on
Oh, okay, let's move it, let's,
There was a deputy commissioner that was attending the meeting.
yeah, the commissioner said that they would let us know if there were problems with the plant in the future. So,
2 years later.
okay, any other questions for the town manager? Brian, I saw you mic'd up.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Jamin has
Jamin, sorry.
Just a real quick question on your report about the Nooks Hill Road water buildings. Said a small quantity of asbestos material was to be abated. Is that, any other elaboration on that?
Well, before we can demolish it, we have to abate it.
Okay, I mean, but like, what do you mean by small quantity? Is it like a little wall of it or somewhere?
Do you know how much little, John determined, John, the town engineer is handling that.
Okay. No, no, okay, so, okay, thank you.
So before we can tear it down, it's a small, how much did he tell me? Let's see, initially, in the proposal at budget time, $12,000, and I think, it was only $7 to abate it.
Okay, only 7 to abate it?
Excuse me?
Only 7 to abate it, because the original request was 100,000, so that's,
And I think the original request included demolishing it,
okay, thank you.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we only approved the abatement portion of
And
it.
you only approved the abatement on both
We didn't want to
buildings.
commit to demolishing it until we found out what the environmental study came back on and any abatement that needed to be
And
done
he
first.
Had that built in already, in the demolition cost. So it was under what we proposed.
Okay, moving along, because I know we're running late tonight, and I apologize to all the staff members that are still here. I'm sorry, guys. Moving on, liaison reports, real quick. Let's go right to left. Liaison reports. Anything, Jamin?
What we, kind of in addition to what I said, it was, just wanted to say, like, some great things start small, and this pilot project with the pollinator pathway, I think is it could become something really cool. I think we can lead to other things. You know, in my mind, I picture, like, you know, some pretty interesting outcomes here, and that will benefit all of us. So, but in addition to that, I think I have nothing else to report, really, so I'll move on.
Did attend the Board of Ed meeting on June 21st, which they discussed the track thank you, Jack. The biggest thing was that they're discussing a 2-year grant that they've received to address absenteeism, behavioral issues, and increasing the GPA of students, and just kind of the benefits of that grant, but also what happens after the grant ends. And then also I attended the CMS Building Committee, and that was a very quick meeting, just running through the punch list of items left to be done.
Great. Thank you. Jack?
I'll be getting back together with Recreation Coordinator. We'll be getting back into those meetings with the group that we were having before, and hopefully with some interesting progress with a giant pile of money.
Great. Yeah, 500,000. Who knew?
Yeah.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Tony and I met with the Public Asset and Facilities Committee to discuss ongoing projects with town, their assessment process. They're going to have for us in October their first year current asset assessment that we asked them to prepare. So they're looking forward to their report on that. Mr. Waters.
EDC canceled their meeting 2 weeks ago, and most of the other commissions had taken the summer off, so that's going to be starting up in September. That's it.
Brian? Let's see, the Facilities Commission, we had to postpone our meeting until this upcoming Monday. Fire Commission, some updates. They had a little setback with the new ambulance, some sort of system issue that so they'll be receiving that a couple of months late, but sometime early fall. The Coles Road Firehouse was hit by lightning. They had some some electrical issues they've worked through. And the West Street firehouse is fully staffed and operational. So now we have three full fire stations, which will cut down on response time. I guess they have all of the stats, but a lot of the calls are on are closest to the west side, with Covenant Village and everything else being on this side. So it's helping with response times, and that's about it.
First 5 minutes, most important minutes in a call. Paula.
On July 17, I volunteered at the Farmers Market with the Recreation Department. On July 20, I attended the Cromwell Cultural District Commission meeting. And on August 3rd, I attended the event at the Senior Center with Senator Matt Lesser and Governor Lamont.
And just let me thank you for bringing that up. I found out about it the day before, and staff found out about it the day before into the morning of. So it was very last minute, and I apologize that everyone wasn't invited to it. It was done so quickly. I apologize, and I'll take ownership for that, and I apologize to everyone. Okay, moving on to Finance Director's update and budget reports.
Good evening. In your packet is budget reports for the fiscal year 26 and 27, and they're through the end of July. My office is continuing to work to collect old year invoices. We do have very few outstanding, as does the Board of Ed, because I got another old year run today. We are still mid-audit, and we're working diligently to get them the information that they need. On a positive note, I hired an assistant finance director. His name is Kyle Gervais, and we're going to give him some time to get settled in, and then I will have him come to a meeting and introduce himself.
I'll put him early in the agenda.
Does any?
Any questions for the Finance Director? One question I had is closeout 2022 reval 114,702. Is that the positive balance?
Where are, can I ask?
In the August 26 memo, the fund balance or capital expense balance? Yeah,
Oh.
CNR fund balance. Is that 114,702 a positive?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then the bell, have we received the bell yet?
Way late.
Okay, very cool. Thank you. Very cool. Appreciate it. Any other questions for Sharon? Hearing none, I'll move on to tax refunds.
Motion approved 1 through 19.
Made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Chief of Police update. Chief, Captain, you're up. Sorry it took 2 hours. We appreciate everything you do.
You have I was on vacation, so the captain put together the report. Do you have any questions?
If you got 20 complaints a month, how many of them would you call back? If you
A month?
If you got 20 a year, how many would you call back?
Maybe 1 or 2.
Okay.
Right in line.
So I got a question about these folks that continually we see notices about selling marijuana to minors. Not any individuals, just there happens to be a number of reports with some of the same locations. At what point do they lose their commercial permit to be able to operate as a business? Can they just keep hypothetically coming back and
So there is
reoffending?
we're actually working on that right now. It's a new statute that came out in regards to basically a nuisance tenant.
Okay. Because I'm just concerned that I think this is the third or fourth one.
So, it's a new statute that came out where we're able to go after the tenant, and it falls a lot on the landlord, and then where we're able to, we can impose a fine. We're working that with our planning and zoning as well.
Great.
There's nothing in state level like consumer protection or anything? I know like I hold a liquor license and I know liquor control
What
can
they're- yeah,
shut me
they're-
down in a heartbeat.
Yeah, there's loopholes to a lot of that, so
Yeah.
so if we fine him for what he's under, then he'll file with the state again under a new he'll form a new LLC and then reopen and go forward from there.
And then for the police fire baseball game on Friday at 6 p.m., are the ticketed event, people need to pre-buy, or is it donations when you get there?
Donations when you get there.
Great. Great. Okay, any other questions for the PD?
Just wanna say the police department won last year by a large margin.
I'm sure it'll happen again.
I got a question. Has there been any thought or discussion on e-bikes?
Oh, yeah.
I know there's been incidents, there's been accidents, there's been
Games.
social media uproars, there's been.
The town manager and I have discussed some things. I gave some information regarding e-bikes.
Yeah.
My recommendation was not to have an ordinance that they can't operate on the sidewalk, only because if.
That puts them in the road. I mean, it doesn't really,
Correct.
it doesn't fix the problem. It
fix the
probably
problem.
creates a larger problem.
Correct.
They're treated the same as a regular bicycle.
Bicycle. So they have to obey the laws. And there, just like the accident, the juvenile was issued a juvenile summons and then went through, is going through the juvenile review board process.
And Chief, I want to give an accolade to Lori Ouellette for meeting with me and a resident and the town manager a week or two ago. She is a consummate professional and so good at explaining why things are the way they are and how they operate, and I think she's just a huge asset to the town. So please express my thanks for her taking her time out of her day to meet with a resident. I just
Absolutely.
really appreciate it.
One of the 20 we'll get back to.
Thank you.
James, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
So what do you think about all this uproar, about all the cameras that are being installed in town?
The flock cameras?
Yeah, people are in an uproar.
We don't have any in town,
I
right?
know.
I would like to have some, yes.
Oh, okay.
But
So you're
not-
in favor?
Well, I'm in favor of the license plate readers for investigative purposes. I'm not in favor of using the speed cameras, license plate readers, as a method of gotcha. Exactly. Case in point, just over the last summer, we were able to solve a very serious assault within a matter of hours due to being able to have the investigation and then put together a suspect and then was able to formulate arrest. Captain Carlson, when he was the detective sergeant, was called in one night for a robbery that happened at the Sunoco station. He was able to solve the case later that night as he's still processing the scene. They are a very good tool to solve crime. And that's what the data is for, if we were able to say, like, your house was burglarized, and we have a description of a car, and then you're able to put the description of the car in, and then you're able to formulate your leads and be able to actively solve crimes. So yes, that's what I would be for.
Abductions, et cetera.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at, you're saving time and in getting the results that you want in a faster method.
Great, thank you. Any other questions for the chief or the captain? Hearing none, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
Public Works Director update. Lou, it is up to you.
That's it.
Hey, we're moving now.
As I said to Alice out front, wait till you get to be my age. This is past my bedtime. But, you guys have my updates in front of you. I think the only thing I'd like to add to that is I've been working, formulating a fall paving list. And I think I have it finalized. So I've been every year I work with Joe Palmieri, and he's got some of the older roads that he's updating his infrastructure in. So this year he's doing the water line on Shelley Street as we speak. So that'll be getting completely reclaimed at the end of September, first week of October. And in addition to that, I added, we got a lot of complaints the last few years from Sovereign Ridge, Horse Run Hill, and they're in pretty bad shape for a newer subdivision. And those two, as well as Sydney, are getting added to it. I just put together letters today and signed them to go to every resident on all those streets. So it's a big undertaking. Highway staff's been out there swapping all the tops, and you know, we'll have our end done before the contractors get here. As I do every year, I coordinate with the utility companies, Yankee Gas, Eversource, make sure they don't have any plans in the next few years. So then I look forward to actually advertising our pavement management that got funded in this year's CNR. We're going to advertise that, and after that paving is done, we'll get our PCI updated, and we'll see exactly where we are.
Questions for Lou? Go ahead.
Where do we stand on the lake that has formed behind Shumpike Road there, that's encroaching over our sewer line?
So we did reach out to an engineering firm to get a proposal. We had a Zoom meeting with Army Corps of Engineers, and they kind of gave us a checklist of things we needed to do to move it forward, which would require the need of an engineering firm. We got a proposal, and if we decide to move it forward, we would need an appropriation, and maybe.
82?
Was that?
82,000?
Yeah, it was $80-some-odd thousand. So.
Well, here's my other question. They're starting construction at the end of Court Street. Where are they tying into a sewer line? Is it the one that's underwater?
No, they're tying into Court Street. Right
Okay.
onto Court Street.
Okay.
If you needed that money, when do you think would that be a mid-year appropriation, or would that be next year's budget?
That would be
Would it be
something
sewers?
that
Oh,
would
it would come out of the
refer
sewer
to
fund.
The CWPCA.
No? Alice is saying no. Okay, you guys should meet and talk about it. I won't spend.
No, the reason being is because what it is that we only can pay for our infrastructure. This is water that's coming from private property that is not part of us. And that is in the general statutes. We can only spend money on like a plant and
We'll get a
things like
ruling.
this.
Okay.
Yeah. So
We don't own that pipe.
that's where we are.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I've had both property owners approach me very recently.
Months ago, there was a conversation that was had. The appropriation, in my opinion, should come from the CWPCA, the Sewer Assessment Fund. It's a sewer concern. It's sewer infrastructure. There's no town stormwater discharge in there. It's something that if we decide to move this forward, that's where it should start. There may be recourse beyond that, because there's easements there, but until we get this thing moving, that's where we are.
If possible, could you just keep us updated on that? Because I don't want that to become a situation where properties start getting flooded and we get sued. Thank you.
Part of the problem with this problem is it's been ongoing for 15 years.
It's not new.
No, I understand it's not new, but, you know, we know there's a problem there.
Well, now it's our
So,
problem
and
because
a
it's over our
liability.
sewer
We
line.
need to be thinking about what's
Yeah,
next.
But they
It's
knew
great
about
that
it
there's a-
15 years ago,
And that's,
and they chose to just keep putting risers on.
and, you know, 15 years ago, I was 16, so I'm sorry, you know, time keeps moving forward, but what are we gonna do right now to?
Don't rub it
Well,
To fix
they're
it.
working on
Sorry.
it because
Yeah.
we gotta get permits now. And the other thing is the property owner, that is most affected, that we wanted to, is not cooperating, correct?
Well, if we have easements, they don't need to cooperate.
No, we don't have an easement.
Oh, we don't have
We
it.
have no easement.
Who's not cooperating?
Well, let's not,
Okay.
I think this is probably better, just,
not
no,
the
but listen,
way things-
I think we can discuss
Part of
this
that-
privately if there's
Part of the
disputes.
scope of work with the engineering firm would be you gotta do a survey, you gotta get permits, and that's how it was explained to us by the Army Corps. They thought if we do what we need to do, that they would help expedite the process, but, you know, we have to, at some point, we have to decide if we're gonna put the money up or not, or the CWPCA has
I
to
think
decide.
Brian and my ask, Brian, I don't mean to speak for you, is just if you could keep that project updated to us, because just because there's been a problem for a long time doesn't mean we don't have an obligation to try to look to find solutions, even if it's 3 or 4 years out until we can fund it. Let's find out what's next so that it doesn't become a bigger problem. With regards to Cedar Drive improvements and the sidewalk repairs, are folks taking before and after photos to show how we're progressing on that?
Our engineering staff is
Thank
very on top of it with any construction or paving project.
Good.
There's plenty of before.
And then the sidewalk, safe streets plan that I saw Andrew was talking about, I think in conservation, he may have given you guys an update about it too. Where is that in progress to be finalized, for safe streets and the sidewalk expansion proposals?
That I'm not aware of. I know we just, we issued a contract to Layton Construction to do Court Street and all that.
Okay.
I'm not familiar, I wasn't involved in anything else, so.
You're good, you're good. Any other questions for the Public Works Director? Okay. Lou, thank you. Okay, citizens' comments. Cassidy, moving forward, can we have 2 citizens' comments, one here and then one below approval of the agenda? Because if there are any citizens who have anything to say, they've just had to wait 2 hours to say something, and I don't want to be rude to them. And I've been rude to them apparently in the past now. So, citizens' comments. Anyone may come up and speak. 2 minutes at the podium. Please be respectful and state your name and address for the record. Miss Alice Kelly, and before you begin, Alice, this won't count against your time. Thank you to the yourself and your whole department for running a very smooth and effective primary yesterday. Really outstanding job. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much, but
And early voting.
Right. And on that part, I really want to say that, as I had said to Mr. Spina and all, that it was the Public Works Department that has been just so generous with, bringing our stuff over there, picking it up, and just coming in on Saturday and Sunday so that we could have our Saturday and Sunday. I mean, it's a team effort, whether or not that you're like, in the registrar's office, it's also the town clerk and things like that. So, I mean, it's just been a marvelous working relationship with the town staff for many years. And also, while I'm up here, though, I want to talk about the bees and the beautiful flowers. And the reason I'm here is that my granddaughter did seeds, and she grew wildflowers up off of Brookview. And this is the first time that she did that. And she said that she has had the butterflies and the bees and the hummingbirds all around her house. And she looked down at my house and said, Nana, you need to get out and get some wildflowers there. And then the bees will come, the hummingbirds will come, and things like that. So I just want to say it does work, and she did it all from throwing these seeds out. So for all of you people that have places, just take a little plot, throw out those seeds, and also you can put out things that, because I happen to see it on the computer, that bees need water. So just put out a little dish of water and they'll go there and drink, right. And yeah, I didn't either, so, so that was my one reason for really, coming up tonight.
Well, Alice, thank you for staying and sharing that. We appreciate you.
Right.
Thank
And
you.
We will talk about the lake.
Yeah, maybe we need to have an internal meeting on it.
Yes, please, because there are things about it, I know I started this whole discussion and things like this, and we did get our engineering staff and all, but when I read our regulations, I said, time out, because we cannot spend money only on certain things,
Yep,
but
we
it
can-
needs to be taken care of.
We can find out about it. Yeah. Any other citizens' comments? Mr. Kanata?
I'd like to really very briefly talk to you about the Haven Steel property. I know it was on your agenda tonight. You've had lots to talk about, lots to think about. On the Planning and Zoning Commission, we are planning and we are zoning. When we're wearing our planning hats, One of the things we need to do is look forward, not 5 years, not 10 years, but what Cromwell's gonna be in 50 years or 100 years. And this particular piece of property, although it is riddled with some questions and riddled with some complexities that may be insurmountable, I hope not, this is a key to changing downtown. It's got the railway. If Valley Railroad ever decides to continue their railroad all the way up to Hartford, as has been mentioned, it's there. Land for a senior center, land to move Public Works into part of this facility. It's been said that the buildings are decrepit, they're gonna require a lot of work. None of that matters if you don't have the land. You can't do anything without the land. And what I'm asking you to do is put on your forward-thinking hats, not lose this property. Any building can be adaptively reused. We're standing in a building that I went to school in. I was Cromwell Middle School, Nathaniel White Middle School. I actually had a class in this room. So here we are 60 years later, and I'm standing in this room again addressing the town council. This building is a perfect example of what can be done by adaptively reusing buildings. The metal building down there may not be able to be reused. Who knows? The brick, cinder block building might be wonderful. Who knows? But I know that the land in the center of Cromwell cannot be gotten back if we miss this opportunity. We may have to wait another 25 years for the opportunity to present itself, and I am begging you to base your decisions on the property and not necessarily the buildings. Thank you.
And Mike, before you and Alice go, do you guys have any position from a planning and zoning perspective on the proposal for the ordinance change on the fines for zoning violations? As a commission, like, do you guys,
We haven't really discussed it.
Okay.
Quite honestly, it's been a long time coming. I did talk to Bruce on a personal level about it. Again, it's a long time coming. Our fines are a little bit antiquated. They need to have some teeth. They need to be increased. $100 nowadays is not a lot of money, much as I hate to say that. Some of the fines need to be bumped up to $250 or $200 or escalated the way Bruce has presented them. But I support the fines being escalated, but I can't speak as Vice Chair of Planning and Zoning to that. I can only speak personally to that.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Alice, do you have something to add to that?
I just wanted to say is that I agree with Michael. You have to understand that land is a valuable resource. And once it's gone and sold someplace else, you can't get it back. And therefore, down there, that piece of property could be a very valuable asset. So don't be worried about these little dinky things, because we are no longer in the horse and buggy age, so we have a lot of ways of taking care of old things. So be wise, don't be penny wise and pound foolish, because that happened when the town of Cromwell could have, and it must be 60 years ago, bought the marina off of Nooks Hill Road. And the Board of Selectmen said, oh, we can't spend that type of money. Do you know what was lost?
Millions.
Right, so don't be with your blinders on. Think, and just say is, hey, if it didn't work out, we can always sell it.
Thank you, Alice. Any other citizens' comments? Any other citizens' comments? Okay, with that, I'm going to close citizens' comments. We will now move on to item N1, new business. Yes, new business at 9 o'clock. Review and approve changes to ordinance chapter 263, zoning, and forward to public hearing. There's a proposal and a memo. Essentially, the proposal is for a progressive violation schedule that goes from 150, 200, 250. And they want to move this to a public hearing on an ordinance change. So, do folks have comments or questions on this, or do we want to move it forward to a public hearing? And Tony, if we move it forward to a public hearing, can we amend it further or change it further? Or okay, so we can hear from the public about fees, and if we decide after the public hearing we want to change it, we can?
Yes.
Okay. folks have questions on it, or do we want to progress it to a public hearing?
Public hearing.
I think we should, progress it.
Okay. Can I have a motion to progress it to a public hearing?
So be.
Second.
Made by Al, second by Jack, approve and, review, approve, and progress to a public hearing, is that fair?
Yes.
Okay, made and seconded. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Now we have our easements. The big, no. Oh, the resolutions, I'm sorry. Not yet, sit back down. We have two resolutions. These are on the, I have to go to this page. Deep resolution is first. So, Mr. Town Manager, what is this deep resolution?
This is the fact that we've been awarded $200,000 by the state for Pearson Park.
And
there's still some we haven't heard about yet.
and there may be additional, for the 200,000, is it for the PBA building and the park in general, or is it just anything in the park that we want to spend it on?
Basically, anything in the park is the way they wrote it. The intent, though, is because of the condition of the PBA building, is to, I believe, Mr. Spina has about 130,000 estimated for the PBA building to modernize it, so to speak, including the kitchen area. And I've informed them that I think the lavatories need to be completely redone. And so that's what he's looking at for the PBA building, which would leave us about $70,000 for the rest of the park.
Great. When is this money going to be received by the municipality?
They've made it crystal clear that we're not to spend anything
Okay.
until we have a agreement with the Attorney General. This is the first step.
Okay.
And then we have an application form to start the process.
Will the football team be able to utilize the building for the beginning of their season?
They can use the PBA building.
Yes.
Unfortunately, in this state it's in, but we won't be able to get in there to do
Okay,
any
so
work.
but there won't be, because I know the boosters use it for, they can use it.
Yeah, we haven't started any
Okay.
modernization or renovation or anything. And at the rate it's going, I believe Mr. Spina is probably planning for the spring of '27, based on the way things are right now.
Great, thank you. I'm good. Okay, can I have any other questions on that? And was that a hand, or was that just, okay. No, you're perfect. Okay, then I'll have a motion to approve the resolution and authorize the town manager to execute it.
So moved.
Made by Jamin, seconded by Jack. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Okay, great. Thank you to Senator Lesser and Representative Carpino for all their work on that, and getting us straightened out about exactly how much money we have. That is a big asset to the town, and we really, truly appreciate it. Next is a $4,500 grant from the Department of Economic and Community Development for the Cultural District. Mr. Town Manager.
This is a grant that they put in for the arts. And from what I understand, this is pretty generalized also. So once it's executed, and we have a contract with the Attorney General again, then they'll be able to utilize the $4,500.
Do they have a proposal for what it would be used for at this point, or is it general for cultural enrichment down there?
No. No, we're not aware of.
Okay, so it'd be cultural enrichment programming.
Working with Ann Grosso on this grant
Okay.
and the cultural district, yeah.
Okay, well, great. So look at that, folks. The cultural district now is bringing in money to help our downtown and our Main Street. So that's exactly what it's designed to do. So that's great. Can I have a motion to approve and authorize the town manager to execute the resolution, the resolution and anything else related to the grant?
Motion.
Made by Jamin, second by Brian. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries unanimously. This is really great. This is now, right, the investment of over a year's worth of work to get the cultural district approved, and now we're getting grant money to help make Main Street more viable, stronger, and better community space. So that's great. It's doing exactly what we hoped it would do. So congratulations on that. Thank you, Sharon, for your work. Thank you, Ms. Grasso, for your work as well. Moving forward now, we have 4 easements to review.
Yes, there's there's a total for the sewer project that's running between Evergreen Road down the sewer easement to the Route 9 on-ramp. There's a total of 8 easements, but the town council needs to approve anything that's over $7,500 for the town attorney I've been working with. So in front of you, there are 4 easements, one for 10 Summerbrook Lane in the amount of $11,269.30. These easements are a construction easement, a temporary construction easement, and then at the end will be part of a permanent easement also, for the sewer. The second one is for 70 Shunpike Road in the amount of $31,322.60, and then 88 Shunpike Road of $7,871.60, and the third one would be 162 West Street for $17,854.30.
And these would be out of the sewer fund?
Yes.
Any questions on these easements? Do we need 4 separate motions, or can we do one?
You can do one.
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the easements on 10? Can I have a motion to approve the easements on 10 Summerbrook Lane, 70 Shunpike Road, 88 Shunpike Road, and 162 West Street for the amounts listed in the agenda?
So be it.
Made by Al, seconded by Jack. Any further discussion on it? Any questions on it? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approved, abstained, abstained, opposed? Hearing none, passes unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Sorry it took so long. Now we'll move to approval of the minutes. We have 2 minutes to approve, 01 and 02. I'll take a motion together to approve both of them.
So moved.
Made by Paula.
Second.
Second by Brian. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Okay, we have a number of appointments this evening. 1 for Youth Advisory, 3 for the Town Manager Search Committee. A little bit of background on the Town Manager Search Committee. We had talked with Ginger about what our recommendation was, whether we should do a community survey, how we get more people in the public involved, and her recommendation was to expand the search committee to include some additional folks. So we have 3 really qualified folks that have put forward their names. Darlene Listro, a doctor in education who was the former assistant superintendent in Rocky Hill. Extensive opportunity of public hiring and public sector, a lot of experience. We also have Dr. Marie Roberto, who is a former commissioner, deputy commissioner for the state, so a lot of experience that she brings to the table, and Steve Waganowski, who is our volunteer extraordinaire. His wife is very mad at me, apparently, for volunteering him for something else, but I think he'd do amazing at this new position. I assured him that it would be a short stint, but he has been such a huge asset to the town and all the work that he's done. So he'd be joining Mr. Kanata, myself, Ginger, and John Ireland on that committee. So, and then finally, we have 1 appointment for our Mattabassett. I believe all of our 3 have expired for Mattabassett. That's what Amanda told me. I'm just verifying, right? Mattabassett, the 3 appointees have expired their terms? Yeah, I think Amanda said they did. So this is going to replace one of the 3. This is Alex Nesta. He lives on River Road. He is a PhD doctor. You may remember he came before us when we had our public hearing with the data analysis that he did and plotted out the different odors and when they occur. I think somebody with a science background is helpful. He's a biomolecular doctor. He does things with cancer. I don't know what he does things with cancer, and he's smart. So he and he does a lot of stuff with data analytics. So I think he'd be a good addition to the oversight board. And those are the additions.
I'll make a motion to approve the appointments.
Approving A through E. Perfect. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Second by Jack. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. And then we have reappointments, items A through H, for Senior Services Commission.
Motion approved.
Motion
A
approved.
through H.
A motion made by Al. Seconded by Jack. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Any informational items from the counselors?
Resignation.
Oh, resignations, I'm sorry,
With regrets.
with regrets. Did he say why he wanted to get off conservation? Okay.
John was making room for someone who had more time
Okay.
and availability. He's still gonna be open to participating in one way or another.
Okay.
It's not out of any, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'll take a motion with regrets from Al, I think you made it?
Yes, sir.
Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Second by Jack, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Okay, one informational item, and I don't know where else this would go. I was having a discussion with some farmers about, or a farmer, and then somebody sent it to me, and then I asked a farmer about it, about the way that abatements work on farm property, and how there are different kind of pathways which the abatements can take and how much the abatements are. And I saw a chart on a Facebook page that different towns have different levels. I don't know if that's something we want to ask the assessor about. I think we abate 100,000 or something like that, but would folks be interested in me putting that in a future agenda to just be educated a little bit more about how our current assessment and abatements work for our farmers?
I would absolutely like that.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think right now we don't conform to a lot of what our surrounding towns do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you remember, we had some discussions on this a while back.
so I will, in
So
addition to
this is
the,
interesting.
in addition to the other item we discussed earlier in the meeting, which is a one-year moratorium on data centers, we can also add to the next agenda.
Yes, yes.
Educating or something about farmer abatements in town and how other towns work, and ask the assessor just to,
Until the assessor starts Monday, I'll ask, that'll be her first.
yeah, good. Get our hit the ground running, no time like the present. Okay, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Motion made by Al.
Second.
Second by Jack. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Abstention. Motion carries 9:15.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.